We're talking condos.
And we're live with Nick Black in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Brandon, have I got a Valentine's deal for you? Are you ready? Are you ready for the deal of the century?
I am literally, hold on.
Are you excited?
I am
Just
literally on the edge of my seat. I am on the edge of my seat, Nick.
All right. I'm going to give you
me.
$1 billion
Okay.
worth
Leading.
of federal
crap.
bank reserves.
Was that like funny money? Is this like Monopoly? Is this the game we play?
That's right.
Oh, crap.
Now, if
Hey,
you
send it
get
my
this
way.
right, with that
Okay.
$1 billion of federal bank reserves,
Yeah.
what can you buy?
Can I get 2 pizzas?
No.
Whatever. I bet you money I could get 2 pizzas with that. Show
No.
me the money. I'll get 2 pizzas.
You could extend
guarantee
a
it.
credit line. You could extend a credit
I
line
will
to somebody to buy
negotiate
you.
And
you
I will
could
barter, and I will get 2 pizzas. I bet you money.
you can go find some greater fool in repo to kind of to treat those bank reserves as collateral, but no one will because it's not real money. You guys know this, right? I mean, I don't know why we keep talking about this. Oh yeah, because everybody's so effing stupid. They don't understand this is not a real system the Fed uses because the Fed's not a central bank. Please stop thinking that the Fed prints money. They've never printed money. And until something changes in Congress, they can't print money. They cannot legally print money. Read it. It's on their charter. It's on the first page. If you go to the federalreserve.org or whatever, you can read it. Oh my God. So when you hear people say, oh man, the Fed, they're about to print money like it's like they never have. They never have. If they ever printed money, it'd be printing money like they never have before because they never have before. All right. We got that out there. Woo. Interesting things in the crypto market. We didn't get the sell-off like I thought we were going to get. I was hoping for, I know this sounds bad, but especially among you digital heavyweights, you understand when these markets are red, they're incredibly investable. When they're green, I'm less comfortable pouring into them. And, so why don't we do this? Do you want to hit our Q&A first, Brandon, or do you want to hit our market?
Oh, you want to not? We've never done Q&A first. Let's do Q&A first.
Let's do Q&A first. This is exciting.
Let's do that. This is good. This is the hard fork question. So
delicious.
Hello, Black Attack. Did you touch on East Shanghai hard fork and how that may affect the price?
Well, it will release a bunch of Ethereum into the system. And if you can think of this one as a supply and a demand issue. If demand is the same, everybody can participate. You ready? How many people, Brandon, are watching in the chat? Do we know? Do we ever have a number? I can never tell.
Yeah, we got 2111 right now.
Okay. 2111, and none of the heavyweights are allowed to answer because you guys will already know this because Digital Heavyweights is about education. All right. For those other of yous, if demand is constant and supply increases, like what we're seeing right now, post-COVID, what happens to price? This is 101. Demand is the same. Supply increases. Costs go down. That's right. So what we're having is a supply increase in the Ethereum market. A pretty big one because now most of the entities that had locked up Ethereum in the Ethereum 2 contract, they were kind of more private entities. They were funds. They were, bigger, like not quite institutional investors, but somewhere in that area. If you were locking up tokens individually, you had to have 32 or you had to participate with a group that was locking up tokens and they would cull all the tokens and they would lock them. Anyway, long story short, it wasn't a lot of Joe Sixpack. There were some people that were indirectly doing it through Coinbase and things like that. That being said, you're still dumping more supply onto the market. So And if there was some amazing narrative like the Shanghai upgrade does amazing things for Ethereum, then you would say, well, okay, I guess maybe those will break even. But, Brandon, has anything exciting and new and fundamentally shocking come as a result of any of these upgrades of Ethereum?
They've been non-events, really negligible, if anything, right?
Nothing, because all they're doing is trying to catch up to the other protocols that already have all this functionality. So it's like you guys you're in the eighth inning of a baseball game, and then some kid comes up like, I got a glove. You're like, oh no, God. Like, that's good, kid, but you need to stay over in the dugout and be quiet. So I think it would have, again, if everything stays the same, it would have a rather negative price effect on Ethereum. That being said, we also got a drawdown in the price of Ethereum recently. It dropped off about $150 from its high-ishes of what, 1670-ish area. It was almost 1700, and then that's the bed a few days ago down, Sunday night, right? Down to what, 1500, low 1500s. So, but again, in the crypto space, in the digital asset space, 10, 15, 20%, that's a Thursday, bro. I know these numbers they seem radical when you're in the equity space and you're like, if I could just get 16% this year, I'm going to be doing fine, Margaret. We're going to be buying new dentures for everyone. Yeah, but in the digital asset space where you can actually make real money and life-changing money, it's not the same. 12%, I'm angry. I'm smashing furniture if I do 12% a year. I'm mad. You don't want to be around me. Brandon, if you had a 12% year, what would you do other than set everything else on fire? Like, what would you, I would be so mad.
So the point here you're trying to make is 12% is bad, right?
It's nothing. If you're not in the crypto space, if you are just awake, then in the up markets, which these bullish phases that last, 6 to 8 months, you should 2 to 3x to 10x your money. If you can't do that, you're listening to the wrong people, you're reading the wrong stuff, or you're just not paying attention. And then in the drawdowns, you're going to draw down. You're going to get nicked 10, 20, 50%. You're like, oh my God, crypto is such a scam. I went from $5,000 to $4 million and back down to 2 million. Such a scam. Yeah, but 2 million is still better than 5,000, dummy. And so people are incredibly disingenuous with their information when it comes to the kind of currency units you can make. And it's not because crypto's magic. It's because it's new. It's because it's a newly forming asset class, and you have a lot of opportunity that you do not have in equities. You don't have them in bonds, money markets, reverse repo. I don't care who you are. That money does not exist because those markets are formed. The information is out there. It's been arbitrary. And now all you're doing in those markets is you're playing against people that do have an asymmetric advantage, like Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of other douchebag congressmen and senators that get to see what they're about to vote on and invest against it before you do. Or insiders that know stuff that you can't possibly know until the D-bags on CNBC, if they get their marching orders, they'll talk about it. Otherwise, you'll find it out 6 weeks after you just got, flogged by these dudes using you as exit liquidity. Like, at least in crypto, you see everything in real time. That's the benefit of these blockchain type systems. People can say, they can give it all this, they can say whatever they want, but you can go right to Etherscan or any of these block explorers, and you can see in real time what's actually happening. Why do you think Ripple's in jail? Like all the guys at Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, because they were saying one thing on CNBC and other people were like, hey, wait a minute, you D-bags just sold 1.3 million tokens at a discount because we see that too. With no lockups. And then a day later, you're on CNBC saying you've never been more bullish. Well, that sounds like a lie. Oh, it is. and SEC indictments. And they would have gone after them for fraud if they thought they had an open and shut case. Anyway, long story short, you can't hide in crypto. On the other side of it, if you're a criminal, you also can't hide in crypto. It's probably not a good place to come. All right. Boy, we dithered on that answer. We dithered like a mofo.
Dude, that's okay. That was a great answer. Here we go with the next question here. I am an AICI member and a brand new DHW member. What else do I need to know besides Coinbase, Kraken, exchanges? I have a Ledger Nano. Do I need MetaMask, Daedalus wallet?
Yes.
What needed to stake or pay? Anyway, all the new stuff. What do you need to know?
Well, one, go back. So any of the new heavyweights, you can go back and look at any of the old videos. Here's what I'm recommending, because I had a couple friends join over the weekend. Go back to December. Start in December and work your way forward and catch up those episodes, because a lot of that will be answered. Also, don't rush to stake anything right now. Just take it slow. Get your wallet set up. Don't fat thumb anything. Staking is I'm making 6-7% staking. It's not worth doing something silly and losing currency units for 6%. That's nothing. You look at the market today, the worst garbage dumpster fiery stuff is up 6 or 7 or 8%. That's all the currency units you'd be getting in a whole year of staking on a Tuesday morning when no one's even looking. So don't rush for staking. What you do is get your wallet set up, take your time, go back and watch the videos from December on forward, because that'll talk a lot about how we entered the AI trades for some of the newer investors. Now, the AI space is something we've been like banging the drum on that for like years. Like Brandon and I were talking about this over a year ago, and people thought we were like psychopaths. Like, yeah, right. You just like the movie Terminator. Well, that's true. Even though I thought Terminator 2 was better than Terminator 1, you can't have Terminator 2 without Terminator 1, kind of like The Godfather. Was Godfather 2 better? Yes. But did you need Godfather 1 to appreciate it? Also, yes. Next question.
That's a good question, Nick. A good answer. Look at this. This one's along the same lines. In your service, do you tell us what to buy and sell?
I tell you what I am buying and selling, and I tell you why, and I help you analyze these things. Look, if I just tell you what to buy and sell, I tell you what I'm buying and selling, so you can, obviously do the math. But I tell you why I'm doing what I'm doing, and the idea of digital heavyweights is like an education. It is a university experience. If you're not ready for that, it's not for you. If you just want just tell me what to buy. I guess you could just tune in like on Mondays and look at the portfolio, because I always expose the portfolio and I always tell about my trades before I do them, and I give you guys some 10 hours to front run my trade. So I'll say in the morning, like, hey, I'm going to buy Algorand and I'm going to buy Fetch and I'm going to buy whatever. But I won't do it until later. That's for legal reasons, so that I can't basically use you guys. So, but the other side of it is I'm not just giving you picks. There's a trillion idiots out there that'll give you picks. I'm teaching you how to analyze these things and create a system of fundamental analysis and a system of thinking, so that you don't need people like me ever again. And you don't want to be beholden to someone. When I hit 50 million, I'm going into a cloud city. You're gonna be hearing my shows, but it might be a robot. I can't promise you it'll really be me. It probably will be a robot. Matter of fact, I can't promise you I'm not already a robot. You guys know Brandon's a robot, right? He's not real.
True story.
Brandon,
true.
Talk to the humans. Say hello to human.
What's up, guys? Robot.
So yeah, it's heavyweights is an education. It's not just buy these 7 things and sit back and relax. There's a lot to it. All right, next.
Last question here is about the AI pullback. What's your opinion on the AI pullback over the last 2 days? Do you think it will continue? This can lead us right into markets here, buddy.
Yeah, I think it will lead us into markets. The pullback was very, very healthy. If something goes up, 1,000, 1,200% in 2 weeks, I think it's due a pullback. I think it's due a healthy pullback. Like, even if it retraced, 60, 70%, that's still up 3, 4, 5x. So, I just think these kinds of pullbacks are healthy. I'm very uncomfortable when things move straight up and to the right, like so fast that it looks like the line is going backwards. Like it's so straight up, it looks like it's going to the left. I'm uncomfortable with that because that's inorganic panic growth. And what we want is organic growth, and as people participate with their investment dollars into something they understand. And people do not understand anything. If they did understand, if they really understood, Brandon, let me have you help me with this last question. If people really understood the value of these assets, how far would they have gone if they really understood?
Well, let me just say it this way. So Google just had a meeting not too long ago, and they called it, what was it, Code Red situation? They're scared. Google's never been scared before because they're so far behind in AI as compared to Microsoft's investment in the AI system, ChatGPT, and that kind of stuff, them integrating with Bing. Like, they're scared. They're running scared. The guy from Gmail said Google's going to be out of business in 2 years if they don't adapt.
2 years.
Right?
So
crazy.
You have all these companies running for cover, and then you look and go, wait a minute, what's the best team in AI? Wait a minute, are they a private company in the digital asset space? Ooh, what does that mean? Whoever gets to AGI, general intelligence first, and it's not going to be Google, right? It's not going to be Microsoft. Microsoft is proxy investing. They're just investing in, I actually think that's a dumb investment. It was good for us, but it was a dumb investment for Microsoft. They could have just licensed the tech. They're never going to get that money back, I don't think. So I just think that if people do the math and they take a look, these assets, many of them are probably 1/100th of what they should be. And I think that's the whole world's going to be AI. This is the whole thing. We're going to talk about that. We have a special event tomorrow night that's just about artificial intelligence and how fast it's gobbling up the whole freaking planet. And if this is something that you're still ostriching, putting your head in the sand, I'll tell you this, no one is going to compete with us in the equity space, the bond market, VWAP, whatever market you have. If you're not in the digital asset space, you will not be able to compete with what these assets do. You will not. And your time in the market is limited. So is mine. Like all of our time. Humans will not be in markets in 36 months. You guys get this, right? If you don't get this, you are a fool. I have plenty of friends that are fools. So it's nothing against you. But man, you're going to be singing the blues. You're going to be like, I listened to Brandon and Nick 3 years ago. They were talking about, I don't know why they'd have this accent, but like, they were talking about the AI coins. They were talking about the digital coupon tokens, and I didn't pay attention, and now I'm broke. Yes, you're broke because you can't compete. You can't index in when this is over. Had to speak Australian. You cannot index in 3 years from now. It's too late, mate. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I mean, you want to shake people and wake them up. Like, don't you get it? Anyway, that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Basically, it's going to be us kind of giving you a little bit of history and just talking about why you don't get it. And if you don't get it, that's fine. But man, you better wake up. You guys don't have 5 years to figure this out. You're not going to get a do-over. This isn't an apple tree with 100 apples. Speaking of, do you remember the Apple game? Do you remember the AI Apple game that was they were testing at Google, this kind of this very simple AI game theory game? Do you remember that, Brandon?
No, what was that?
So they have two AI agents, and there's this giant field. So think of it as a video game where there's two little dudes, and each dude has a bucket and a gun. And the goal is go get as many apples as you can. So there's an unlimited amount of apples, and they just go and they just get apples and they pick apples. Doop, 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 picking apples. And then and nothing happens. And what happens then is the programmers thought, you know, what would be interesting, because this is game theory based little AI agents. What if we added the element of scarcity, put a fixed number on the apples, just go from infinite to a fixed number? You might think like resources on a planet, perhaps, like Earth, perhaps. And the minute they do that, they create the element of scarcity. They create a fixed supply of apples, a fixed supply of resources. Do you want to guess what happens?
They fight each other for the apples.
Instantly, they kill each other. The first one to kill the other one as fast as possible. Because what happens is if you add the element of scarcity, forget the morals of it. Only one of you can survive longer than the other, meaning they immediately annihilate each other. And the first one to kill the other one actually gets to live twice as long. I want you to think about this. Reduce it, get away from the moral impact of it. It doesn't mean they're going to kill humans. Like, I look at AI the way I look at AI looking AGI. Remember, AI is narrow. Artificial intelligence is narrow. That's not going to hurt anyone. It's going to make life better. A generally intelligent or digital super intelligent system could look different. Anyway, we're going to talk about all that tomorrow. Let's not get in front of that. Do we have any other cool questions, or should we bang on to the markets?
Let's go with the markets right now. That's all the questions we have. I'll check for some in the chat too.
Los mercados. Okay, what do we got going on? The Bitcoin back up 2%. Yawn. Ethereum 4%. Yawn. Let's look at the 30-day. I think it's best to look at the 30-day, kind of pull out a little bit, 30 to 90. So it's still up 33% over the last 90 days. Still purchasable, buyable, whatever you want to call it. There were some funny statements by one of the Fed guys. It's such a dummy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not even going to honor it. These guys are just so clueless, and I don't want to be ageist, but if you got your degree in college before color television, I don't want to hear anything you have to say about economics. If you think it's called FaceTube, I don't want to hear anything about. I don't want you to tell me anything about how the world works. I don't want you managing money. I don't want you. The good thing is the Fed doesn't manage money, so saved on that one. They're so out of it, man. They're just so stupid. Anyway, Ethereum up 27%. Again, down 48%. So you're noticing kind of a trend here. Top two assets right at 48% down. So about a 50% retrace from a year ago. Good. That's healthy. A year ago was the end-ish of the last bullish market. Great. XRP flat. Who cares? They're in court. Cardano, interesting. Still down 64%. They banged way up. Now, by the way, if you were early with us, you were buying Cardano below 10 cents. Many of you were buying it below 3 cents. So just keep that in mind. If you can identify quality assets early, you win. And that's the greatest part. For those of you that play poker, imagine you had one of the best hands you've ever had in poker, and you get to keep it, and you get to play hand after hand after hand with no ante, and all you have to do is lay those cards down every time it's a winning hand. Oh, and you still get to keep the cards as long as you want. When you learn to analyze these projects, it pays over and over and over. It's kind of hard to explain, I guess. You have to experience it. I've had 3 or 4 100x projects, like straight up 100x. Man, you start shopping for stuff you should not be shopping for. And then you have to like wake up, be smart. All right. Matic, doing good. I'm interested to see how the layer 2 wars unfold. And that would be Matic. That would be Optimism. That would be Harmony 1. I don't know how they'll unfold. I know Matic sitting at like a 10 billion-ish. Am I right? Is that 10 billion market cap? Yeah, 11 billion market cap. Optimism, there were, I don't know. It's at $500 million. Is Optimism going to, let me ask you this, Brandon, do you think Optimism really competes with Matic, or does just Matic have too much headwind as far as partnerships?
Well, the thing is, I didn't think Optimism was going to get to where it is now even. Like, this is absurd to be at this price. So I would hold back on Optimism if you're choosing between the two for sure. Matic has partnerships that still haven't even taken any hold in the actual price, in my opinion. I think having done those partnerships in the bear market has hurt Matic, but they will come out.
I think so too. I'm hesitant to recommend Optimism as anything other than a trade, and at this level, probably not. It did get up to $3 and change, but that was the all-time high. I'm gonna watch it. I think in the $1 to $1.50 range, I would be more interested in watching it closer, but that's about all I'd say on that. That's just one I've been really paying attention to. I took profit like 8 cents ago. It was actually down this morning below where I took profit, and I had zero desire to go back into the position. I'm just like, nah, I'm on house money. That's the key. You get a lot of these investments, they go up so fast, you get in on house money. Render, I'm on a lot of house money. I'm on house money twice. I bought this thing at like 40 cents, sold it at $5, like 5 something, got it again at like 43, 49 cents, some range. I'd have to check. You know, I dollar cost average, so not like one purchase, but like several. I bought twice my position back. I'm already at a 4X on that twice position from the previous profit thing. And it's not even, I mean, I'm going to end up with a 10 to 20X out of it, you know, all said and done. And it's not an investment. It's just a trade. But again, because these percentages are so wacky and these things are so volatile, there's just so much, you know, if I was a degen trader, I would still be in the crypto space. I mean, I don't recommend that because you'd have to have like the intestinal fortitude of like a serial killer or a sniper just to not get emotionally charged by this stuff. But if you could do it, if you were a trader, why on earth would you not be in the crypto space? Like, what are you hoping for anywhere else? I don't know, man. Oh God, people. AGIX, oh, it's retraced. It's way down. It's only up 962%. Yeah, this thing's a real fail. That means if you got in when we were telling everyone to, like, you know, participate, and you were asleep at the wheel, you missed the highs. Oh man, you came back after a 50% retracement. You're still up 962%. I mean, I don't know, man. Doesn't seem like a retrace to me. Eesh. What are you going to do, right? Fetch, still up 644. It's a real laggard. I'm curious about Harmony One as a layer 2 competitor. Pretty tiny market cap, and I don't know. I mean, I guess the whole Ethereum thing still irks me. It's irksome. I'm just going to have to keep working my mind around that. I just don't think Ethereum's all that exciting. And I'm not sure that layer 2s, that their whole reason to exist is to make Ethereum better. I don't know logically if that works, because if Ethereum upgrades, what do these layer 2s then become? Like, Brandon, does that ever kind of go through your mind?
Nah, I don't worry about that stuff, Nick. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't lose sleep over it.
But yeah, anyway, that's what I'm grappling with. Well, we grapple with different things. Brandon grapples with old age, and I grapple with layer 2 functionality, use utility, wide scale adoption, and the ability to scale with the growth needs of the world in a digital future, which is a mixture of AI, AGI, VR, AR, XR.
See this, and I just go ahead and sleep at night.
He just goes with the flow. He's asleep. I remember my first part-time job. All right. All right. Let's call it a day. We'll see you tomorrow for Digital Heavyweights in the morning. Tomorrow evening for our especial event. That'll be fun. And for all of those new heavyweights, please go back and watch the shows from December on. You watch from December until now, you will be pretty much all caught up. And we have a full-time 24-hour-a-day Discord where there's all sorts of good activity and fun stuff. All right. I think we've done it. All right. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything. My poor insolvent drunk, strung out on meth grandmother who's not Eric, who's not Brandon, who's not Nancy Pelosi, who's not Elizabeth, who's not Ryan, who's not E-Meg, wouldn't do. And I bid you a fond pew pew. Pew pew. Pew pew. Pew pew.
This year's earnings season is turning out to be the biggest money-making opportunity in a generation. Every day, Kenny's followers have been learning how to find one windfall trade after another using the money line. Just look at some of the best trades we've seen since earnings season kicked off on January 13th.